Okay, people, welcome back to the Toy Fair wrap-up.
Post Toy Fair 2019.
After having a delayed plane and terrible weather. Well, not terrible weather. It's freaking beautiful.
It's a winter wonderland
outside
my house, but we are warm inside for this post Toy Fair fireside chat.
So after some tribulations, we've made it back. I haven't made the 4-hour drive back to my house yet.
It gave us an opportunity to have one of these discussions when we both don't look completely dead tired.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
not, midnight.
There's been some sleeping.
Yeah, we've had a chance to talk about the traditional big guns.
Yeah, Hasbro, some Mattel. Even though Mattel didn't bring their big guns.
Right. But it would be unfair for us to not include some of the other companies who made an impression, including the ones that were probably rated as our best surprises.
Yeah, taking nothing away. Marvel Legends will always be near and dear.
Hasbro has a bar that is set exponentially high every single year, so you expect to be wowed, and we were certainly wowed, and like Nightcrawler and whatnot. Those are definitely surprises. Yeah. But some of the other companies that aren't Hasbro really brought it this year too.
Yeah, because and I can't even say surprisingly. With McFarlane, you knew it was going to be more of the same, but they're getting their game together. I'm excited.
Yeah, maybe we'll start with a company that we were both excited to see, but even amongst the things that we were excited to see because they had hinted at them, there were still some surprises there, and NECA made me so happy this year.
NECA is one of those where I don't know I need something until I look at it.
Well, you knew you needed the Bebop and Rocksteady.
I knew that was coming. And because we had the initial reveal of the 2 packs of turtles coming, where everybody's going to be able to get a chance to get those cartoon turtles, you kind of thought, or at least I was hoping, that we would see more. And the more Randy teased on Twitter that we were going to see the Rhino and the Warthog.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think they really needed to show anything else, just because Bebop and Rocksteady just both look so exceptional, and the fact that they're scheduled for the next series. It just gives me all kinds of hope that as long as the support is there, even though it's for now those figures are Target exclusive. I think Randy is always fun to talk to. He's always very enthusiastic, and he's passionate about most of the properties that NECA has, and that reflected when we were talking about the new Alien stuff that they're going to be bringing. But when we got to talking about the turtle stuff with him, the entire conversation just it's cliche, but it amped up to the 11. And I think he is going to make it his mission to bring us everything he possibly can, so long as we support it.
I have those cartoon turtles from 2017 in the case, but I dig the case.
Yeah,
I've played with the toys, but they go back in the case because I like the case. These are my chance to put them up on the shelf.
And more foot soldiers.
And more foot soldiers, and I can put it in front of the street diorama, get several sets of turtles, and hopefully build on this. Because if Rocksteady and Bebop come out, it's not just the 4 brothers.
Yeah, and they're going to be in a series. They're going to be in a series of 4 2-packs. That's the plan, at least right now. So automatically you're going to be getting more characters than that. And they've already done Shredder and Krang. So yeah, we're already getting deeper. And honestly, I think that this is NECA's opportunity to give us a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line that gets the treatment that it deserves, that's on par with things like that Masters has gotten, that DC has gotten, that Marvel has gotten. And really, put TMNT where it belongs, but also move NECA up into that category with some of those other companies of, hey, we are going to bring this, and it's going to be great. So I'm so excited about Turtles. But they also showed some new Alien figures. It's the 40th anniversary of Alien. So Parker was shown off. In the past, he hasn't been available. So Randy said there's going to be more to show. I think at Toy Fair, or not Toy Fair. Oh, I'm still on Toy Fair. Comic Con. So I've got my fingers crossed for more of those cast members. So that excites me. But then
I'm going to have to dive into the 8-inch line, right? Is that where you're going now?
I'm already there. Ace Ventura arrived while I was gone, but Randy, the NECA, they're really pulling at these nostalgia properties because number one, Sloth and Chunk from the Goonies. That's my 7-year-old daughter's new favorite movie. I think those both look great, and he told me that if those do well, they will look to move forward with more. But did you catch the accessory with that? It was the David statue with Mikey's mom's most favorite piece missing from the statue. The one I think that probably made even more of an impact in terms of the 8-inch stuff is that they're finally getting around to doing that painter who is essentially the robo-killer of painting.
Or as people say, I'm the Bob Ross of reviewers.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Bob
right there.
Ross.
I wish I missed it somehow. There is so much stuff in that booth.
I have pictures that I can send over to you.
Because y'all started over there, and I started with pictures at the other end, and kind of met, and I missed it, but I'm going to need it.
He looks incredible, and I'll be honest with you, the easel and the paint palette and all of that, that's just rad. I mean, if you like Bob Ross in the least, I don't know how you avoid getting this one, even if it's just kind of an anomaly on your shelf.
But what I heard most of the weekend from this guy would be the first booth we hit. Okay, we didn't mean to, but we snuck into Toy Fair unintentionally Saturday morning.
I had completely lost track of time.
Yeah.
It's because we were going to go to the Mezco show. We went down to Toy Fair, got our badges, and then we're like, oh, we got to head over to Mezco. We walked right in an hour early.
An hour early. The security kind of leaned in and then leaned back out when we just blew through thinking we were supposed to be, I guess we looked like we were supposed to be there. Yeah. So we got a chance to look at Super7 without anybody around, and we took pictures and stuff, and I think the amount that you talked about it, is that your highlight?
It's definitely the biggest. Like I said, Hasbro, Marvel, they always bring it, so you expect to be, wowed. But really, from an overall, what I wasn't expecting, what they did bring was Super7, and for a lot of reasons. And the first was really the inside of their booth, whereas I am primarily a 6-inch or 1/12 scale action figure collector, and I don't leave anything carded. And yet, Super7 is going out of their way and doing a really good job of it, of turning me into someone who is buying retro-styled 3 3/4 action figures that I want to keep on the card. They had break-in figures there, man.
Break-in? They had Warriors?
Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
They had...
No, did they have Warriors?
No, they didn't have Warriors. They had They Live with
Damn it, I'm thinking of the Mezco 5-point line with the Warrior stuff. That to me is compatible, and at another time we will talk about all the Mezco stuff.
Even their baseball stuff. I mean, of the big 4 sports, I follow baseball the closest, and it's like, and we're getting baseball players and mascots already.
Well, for me, what caught my eye was you give me a Megatron, a Soundwave, an Optimus, and a Bumblebee, wasn't it? Put them on a retro style card.
Not to mention,
why do I want those?
Pee-wee's Playhouse was right there.
With your favorite character?
Randy, he's such a bully. I still can't like Randy to this day.
Like
he's so mean. Another surprise piece on that side of the booth was Beavis and Butthead. They're calling them reaction figures, but they don't to me fit the same, style completely as reaction figures, because they take on more of the shape and silhouette proportions of Beavis and Butthead. I'm so excited to get those too.
But as much as we like looking at those things, as oddball pieces to go to the side of the display, around on the other side.
What caught your eye?
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe. We're not going to call them movie figures. We're going to call them William Stout figures, who did a lot of the artwork for the movie.
That's why Dolph doesn't look completely like Dolph.
But we get He-Man, 2 Skeletors, his regular and his Golden God version, and then a art accurate version of Karg instead of the comic version that we got before.
Such a genius way to get around rights.
They look amazing.
Okay, I like the movie. Okay, I watched the movie a lot, but I didn't get the first Karg. But seeing him
based off of that.
What was that, comic?
Yeah,
adaptation.
It's a Star comic, I think. Yeah.
This man.
Yeah.
I need a Golden God Skeletor.
Yeah, and then also with confirmation of the solicitation of Snake Mountain is going up for pre-order in May. I believe it was shared with us that it was $600, but they are going to have a monthly payment plan for $100 each month for 6 months. They're doing it. It's coming. So.
And $600 seems steep, but this thing is so massive. Where am I going to put that?
It's exponentially better than Castle Grayskull, and Castle Grayskull was what, like $250 or something like that. So yeah, it's expensive. It's not going to be for everybody. I understand. Not everybody's going to be able to swing it, but the fact that they're making,
not just money wise either, size
wise.
I mean, you got to have a room dedicated.
It's so cool.
It is cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to find some place for it because my Grayskull's still in the box with figures standing on top of it.
But then. Right around them were 3 figures and a placard that
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So they're going to continue what they are calling, I guess, their classics style, wherein I think some of them will have matching proportions of the Masters figures, but I think some of them are also just going to match kind of the scale compatibility with them. They showed off Ren and Stimpy, 7-inch scaled figures, which were cool because it's been a long time since Palisades gave us...
which, looking at it, you wouldn't think it was...
Classics style.
Yeah, classic style.
But the Four Horsemen did confirm that they sculpted those. And then also in kind of the same scale, but not in the bubbly muscle kind, was Voltron. As well. They've got a new, 7-inch scale. Well, he's not 7-inch scale.
No, it would be scale. He's 7 inches tall.
He's 7 inches tall, Voltron, that I think looks really, really great, especially if you're a fan of like the cartoon. Then also, when we talk about a little bit more compatibility with Masters of the Universe, Conan.
Conan's a no-brainer.
Conan. It's like what really kind of started He-Man. They're making that circle backwards but complete.
But it's the Barry Windsor Smith
It's the comic.
In my brain, it's Filmation Conan. That's what it looks like, looking at it figure-wise,
Yeah,
or maybe I'm
that.
used to that body being on my
that.
Filmation stuff.
Yeah.
But the design, the tweaks, the look overall, it looks Filmation-y.
Yeah, but just so he doesn't have to hear about this anymore, I'm going to round this out because I couldn't keep my mouth shut all weekend over the Toxic Crusader figure. That was completely out of left field for me. It's based off of Toxie in his old Playmates line look, which had a whole range of action figures to support a cartoon. He's bright, he's colorful, he's got the bubble muscles like Masters of the Universe, but somehow, because it's based off the old Playmates figure, it works, and I think he is an absolute thing of beauty. There was a whole spread of action figures, so I'm trying to, not get ahead of myself, but they had some really crazy designs that would fit well with things like Masters of the Universe, or the line from, other line from Playmates from the 80s was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and what?
Yeah, that placard. That teasing placard.
That teasing placard. Super7 is somehow going to do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures. And by somehow, they're going to be direct sales through their website via pre-order only, no wholesale or in-stores kind of presence whatsoever. And I'm sure that's a part of the sticky, TMNT licensing things. But I got a chance to talk to Brian Flynn, and he said that they are going to have much more to show by Comic-Con. He said that they will scale properly with their 7-inch figures. Stylistically, I have no idea. Are they going to be big and muscly? But not all of the figures now, since we've seen Voltron and Ren and Stimpy and whatnot, necessarily have to be that way. But man, another shot at Ninja Turtles.
But I fear that, I don't know. You never know. You never know how popular it'll be. You never know how deep they're going to go. My brain automatically thinks we're going to get the 4.
And that may very well be the case.
And it can go with my other 4 and my other 4 and my other 4 and my other 4. But that's why I'm excited about going back, the Rocksteady and Bebop. I want secondary characters.
Right.
It's time.
And NECA's focusing more on the Fred Wolf cartoon look. So these could be maybe updates to the old toy looks, where
pizza
they're all
shooting?
different color.
Can they do
wacky
pizza
action?
That's right. Superhero?
Whichever one where the music ones where Donatello was a punk rocker and Leo was like Aerosmith or something.
Was it the Jim Lee? Did Jim Lee do the superhero version?
Super7 was the surprise highlight of the show to me.
Mine... My surprise highlight, it's 2. One's smaller than the other, but walking into McFarlane and finding, just the excitement of everybody in that booth going, we hear you, we see you, we dig that you dig Articulation, and we're going to strive to put that into all our lines from now on.
We're going to continue what we're known for as far as sculpt detail goes, and blow it out with standard. Now, the way that they made it sound was everything going forward, really from a collector perspective, was going to be the standard, essentially the Fortnite articulation scheme.
Fortnite, they said, was the eye-opener. And sure, we've been yelling at them for years and stuff, but sales count. Sales are what matter. The money, and the Fortnite sales have apparently been...
Right, and that's coming from Fortnite fans, but then there's also people like you who have never played the game who hasn't shut up about Fortnite all weekend.
It's not so much the Fortnite, and I understand, and It's not Fortnite. It's the action figures themselves. They're just fantastic.
Yep.
But seeing the Game of Thrones stuff, how well it's sculpted,
He's kidnapping my Arya figure. They gave me an Arya figure, and he's absconding with her.
I'm taking it. You don't have a video space.
Girl has no name.
The first thing that was said was, it's too bad that this was already in production. We would have put that articulation scheme into these, but they're looking at
subsequent series.
Next series, or working on it in future series.
Yep.
Which kind of, getting Arya, getting Jon. I don't know. I like that they're
Danny,
nicely
it doesn't bother
posed.
me.
No, and even the Night King,
Yeah.
where we've seen mostly him just standing.
Yeah.
But Jon and Arya would have been benefited
greatly.
a lot. But they know.
Yeah.
They know.
So this is essentially us saying, Mr. Todd McFarlane, if you want to just go back and remake those two figures with added articulation, you got more sales.
Because the way they were talking with, One Punch Man is going to have the new articulation scheme. Yeah. The prototype didn't. If you look at the picture behind him, it's showing the actual articulation
way basic.
scheme. Yeah.
So that's not cut in yet.
My Hero Academia, I've never seen it, but the figures look fantastic.
Yep.
Again, you give me good figures, I'm going to go backwards and find out what's going on.
And they were talking about, really, I think their two big splash licenses that they are kind of leading or debuting with here, that the Harry Potter figures and the DC figures are also going to be approached in this way. I have a feeling with DC we're going to see a smattering of different types of styles and executions, but if that 22 points of articulation is going to be applied to some of these, I mean, I get it. Some people are worried about compatibility with what they already have because maybe that's not McFarlane's, objective with this. But there may be a chance here.
From the sheer amount of Fortnite figures that they showed and that are supposed to be out this summer, from the sound of it, that's what's going to happen with DC. They're just going to chunk them out there. And the way it was confusing at first, them saying it's going to be from 6-inch to 12-inch. I think they're talking about a 6-inch scale. And the figures will be anywhere from 6, or like bigger characters will be up to 12.
And I think that became clear because when we were being talked to by the line manager of Harry Potter, I asked a specific question. It's like, well, what about a character like, Hagrid? If and when you would get to someone like him, is he going to be, shrunken down? Is he a possibility? But they're like, we've got our standard figures, and then we've got our Beasts line as well that gives us a little bit more fluidity with that. And he would scale with the Harry Potter and Friends figures, but obviously it's Hagrid, so he's going to be so much taller. So that's probably going to apply to DC as well.
Much like the other character that they've already put in the Beast line, that's going to scale with the Dementor.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have a full body and stuff, they've stuck it in the Beast line with Buckbeak. That's kind of like the dragons from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Smaller scale. But the Dementor is full-on action figure scale.
Right. So I think we're going to be able to see a smattering of things, either stuff like Buckbeak that I don't think they could possibly do him in scale with their figures, but someone like Hagrid and the Dementor can still fit within that sizing and be in scale with the rest of the action figure line.
And we weren't allowed to take pictures of the Harry Potter stuff, but we saw it.
It's looking good.
It looks good. Figure art started at the first movie. McFarlane's starting at the last movie.
Yeah. And so we probably got several years if both of them kept going strong to meet in the middle.
And I guarantee, knowing Figure Art's track record, Snape's coming out. They showed a Malfoy.
Malfoy's been shown a lot. So.
I don't know. They have tendency to kind of drift off lines that aren't super money makers for them. So I have a fear that Figure Arts isn't going to go very far if the way they talk happens. McFarlane's going to go deep.
Yeah, I think.
And before the Patronus stuff coming with the figures. It's freaking genius.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're kind of a translucent plastic with iridescent paint on them. It works exceptionally well.
And it's not a full-size stag.
Right.
It's almost like a casting.
It's been cast from, so you get the otter, and I forget what Ron's is.
Because it comes on a stand and it kind of attaches to the wand.
Right.
So it's kind of that initial Patronus thing going on. So it just looked good.
I think Warner Brothers now considers Harry Potter to be an evergreen property, and I think that's how McFarlane is going to approach it as well. It's like they're built in a fan base that's not going away. It just continues to grow. Technically, they do have more movies coming out, which I believe they mentioned. The Harry Potter license does include the new movies too that aren't Harry Potter, but it's the Fantastic Beasts.
Oh yeah, Fantastic Beasts. She said all 5.
All 5. I guess it's been in the plans that they're going to make 5
I don't
of those
follow
movies.
that
I don't
closely.
follow that one as
I watch
closely
the movies,
as I did Harry Potter, but yeah. So I think it's going to go a long time. And the fact that those movies are coming out, even if you don't care for the new ones, that's what's going to help kind of carry the classic Potter movies along with it. So you'll continue to get figures, I think. So it's exciting.
And then the Fortnite stuff with the vehicles. Yeah. They're coming with the 4-wheeler. I can't remember the exact names.
I don't know what it is. I've never done a Fortnite before, but
I've never done a Fortnite before.
but the 4-wheeler's rad.
I'll tell you, the figures are awesome.
Yeah.
Even
I want the skeleton guy.
Yeah, and they're coming with a redeco of him. I can't remember all the names, but even most of them I want to go with my Fortnite collection, but some of them also look like kick-ass fodder for other stuff.
Right, like the skeleton guy and the kind of the G.I. Joe looking guy.
Well, there's the robotic looking thing too.
I mean, if you're taking pictures or whatnot, and you need some goons or something for guys to be built. Oh, you like?
We know our Fortnite. You know, the robot guy and the suit guy. Yeah. And I don't know names. And they said Epic Games has a lot of control over what characters they release. Yeah. But on top of that 4-wheeler thing, we saw an ad on the way home that they're also going to do the biplane.
That is apparently in scale with the 7-inch figures.
That's crazy. But anyway, that doesn't finish off all the Toy Fair coverage, but that's what we wanted to talk about. We wanted to.
It would have been, we felt we would have slided if we didn't go back and make sure that we went beyond Hasbro, Mattel, and whatnot, because NECA, Super7, McFarlane, Jazzwares, these guys, they brought it this year, and I'm excited. I'm just as excited for their stuff as I am for our traditional stuff like Star Wars and Marvel. So it's going to be a good year. It's not going to slow down.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, more and more.
Keep it here. We'll catch you on the Fwoosh.